when it comes to the shape of the realm that we live on, it should matter a lot. Not because it matters that we're on a piece of popcorn, or it's a ball, or it's flat, or it's a cube. It doesn't. But it matters that you've been deceived incredibly by these people that continually lie to your face and you believe them. let me give you an example here. Here's what's called muddying the waters, murkying up some of the truth. As soon as somebody finds something that is nearer probably what we're actually existing upon, somebody's got to go and take a huge dump in the waters. So I'm going to try this little logical game with you. Everybody that is on this, okay, we're on a flat Earth. That's what they want to say, and I'm not going to tell you my position on it, but you might already know. The realm does seem to be pretty level, as water would suggest. But then they get into the dome thing, which I'm good with. They don't know what it is. You can't really know. But they do say this. Here's the logical problem we're having right here. And it's really irritating. The stars. Look at the stars. So are they sonoluminescent? And if you don't know what that is, go ahead and look it up. Go look it up for yourself. Or are they water? Or is there there's something happening? So when someone says there's no outer space, after saying those are sonoluminescence, and there's a water above, if there's a water above the dome, ergo, there's an inside and an outside, and you don't know what's above that. You don't know what's out there. So there is an outer space as well as there's inner space. There's an inside to me and there's outside of me. There's an inside to this can and an outside of this can. You see, the whole, I don't care how you look at it, whether you think this is a spinning ball and there's all of that stuff, or it's flat. Look at it, it's out there. It's out there. And if you think those stars, where did the light come from? Where did the vibration, the light, the sound, the water? It's out there. So there is an outer space, isn't there? You wouldn't have to enclose something, would you? If there wasn't what's outside of it to enclose it from. And when people post this shit like there's no outer space, I'm like, you have no brain. Like they're on the right path for so many things, and then they go, well, the Bible tells me so. There's no outer space. The Bible told you a lot of shit that ain't true. Or maybe you read it wrong, or maybe it got mistranslated by the Freemasons that you love so much that you don't like the Freemasons, but you read the book that they printed on their printing presses. Oh, isn't that a fucking shot right in the vein of you want knowledge? Okay. Anybody that's Christian here, you ain't Christed. You're not Christian. You're like Gandhi said, I love your Christ, but I hate your Christians. Yeah, you have no idea. It's So the Bible tells you what? What did it tell you? The shape of the realm. So how do you enclose something? Unless if you give somebody a package, there's something inside of the package and something outside of it. This is logic. This is simple. You ruin the whole thing when you say there's stars, that there's water and there's shiny lights and there's sonoluminescence and all of this. Then where is it coming from? Of course it's out there. Of course there's outer space. Knock knock. This is you destroy it for the rest of the sound logic about the water is level and buoyancy and all the good stuff that we can really obviously see and it's clear as day. There's some things you don't know. I'm not going to say that I know there's some sort of outer space that in an alien version, or there's something, but there is certainly what's outside of something. So just don't say there is no outer space. It just sounds dumb. Clearly, let's try it again. You can't contain something inside of a bubble or a dome or a box if there's not something outside of the box that you're containing it from. What? You can't really tell me you've never been there. I can't tell you anything about China, Australia, Kathmandu. I've been to Italy. I've been to the islands. I've been to Canada, America. I could tell you something about these places, but I couldn't tell you about our space because I ain't been there, and neither have you. And just because you'd be like, well, it doesn't exist. It's so infuriating. Like, you're like, yeah, I get it. We're on this, but then they go, but the Bible tells me. Jesus told me. Yeah, the label, calling someone Buddha, it's a title. Calling someone Christ is a title. Mr. is a title. Mrs. is a title. Doctor is a title. It doesn't describe a singular being. Yeah, and he wrote it. Oh, his dad wrote it. It's got to be a guy, right? His dad wrote it on the printing presses of the people that you all, I swear, all of you people, the Christians, you hate the Freemasons. You always talk all this mess on them, right? And then you're gonna go and buy their book. The one of the most. It's in hotel rooms. Okay, you have to understand. It's the Bible. It's everywhere. Who's throwing the propaganda down your face? And how many different varieties of the Bible are there? Are you out here acting like you could read the language that it was originally written in, which again was written by the hand of man and then translated and mistranslated and translated again and through the printing presses? And who owns those? Who did that? Don't tell me about like some Bible, some Jesus, some God, there's no outer space. You sound goofy and you ruin it for everybody else. You don't know. You know what? Here's an odd one. You ever get out of body? It's called an out of body experience, where your spirit gets out of body, like you're sleeping and then you can just walk around and you can see yourself. If you've never done that, it's called outer space. I'm outside of myself. Like most of you are out of your minds, which is a good thing. It's a good place to be. And what I've noticed down here in New Orleans, there's a lot of dragonflies these days. I don't know what that has to do with after a hurricane event, but there's one right here. They've been flying around. They like little choppers. There they are, little butterfly, little dragonflies. Right? They're all around everywhere. I don't know what their job is. I don't know why they're in such great numbers these days. I see them occasionally through the years I've been here, but now there's a ton of them, and I think it might have something to do with how high the grass is right now. I don't know. Do they just spawn? All right, got that off my. What's up, Finn? Well, Black Sun. Of course, they're saying the presentation is fake, but they just say space is fake. Period. And then they say there's a dome. No, I've had this conversation with those people, and they're committed to not understanding what they're saying. Just say space isn't the way that you've been told, rather than space is fake. No, it's not. It's clearly not. But what I'm saying is it's murkying the waters for everything else that is being delivered. You see how simple like a dumb statement like that is? It's like the dumb statement that name something that people hinge their belief system on, like the Quran, the Bible, the Bhagavad Gita. All of these books, great stuff in them, lots of astrotheology, lots of telling you about the body, maybe some past history. Yes, good stuff. But you can't just say that is the one and total all thing, and because of that, here we're gonna say, because it's ruining it for everything else. What about the people here? Here's a simple question that they love not answering properly. What about the people that lived in South Africa that didn't know about the Jesus guy? What about the people that lived in Mexico City? Why'd they got to ship over a Jesus statue? What about these people that lived in Canada? What about the people that used to be in mushroom cults? What about the pagans? What about people that were never given a Bible? They would know nothing of it. What about people that can't read? It's so infuriating. I don't know what's more. The scientism cult is awful, and so is the Christian cult. So is the other ones that have religion. Science has become religion too. I get this, but don't just across the board, because I've read it too many times, too many comments, too many videos from people saying this. Outer space is fake. After they immediately, as again I'll say, they say the stars are a shining light in the water outside of us. They say there's water above us. So you're ruining logic. It's frustrating. Yeah, it could be water. It could be anything. It could be goo. It could be another dome on top of it. It could be like Russian dolls. It doesn't matter, you know. It's people claiming to know shit they don't know. I don't know that the stars are sonoluminescent. I don't know that there's water out there, but everything would steer to that. But if that they're there, then it gives me an idea that there's something outside of there too. You could take a snow globe and put water inside of it and make a terrarium, and then you could take another globe and put it around that and put water and make another terrarium and do that infinitely. I'm not saying it's infinite forever, but why would it be so? We're the only things here. Here we are. We're on the earth. Yes, I say earth because I like saying earth rather than earth, because I find it funny. And I find these little dragonflies cute. They're all over the place. Just need to vent that, man. I'm just hopefully maybe one will come up. A couple of them. It's very interesting too, now that there's not been a lot of power. Animals and insects and things, they're more intertwined with us human species. Like the squirrel earlier today came within like 3 feet of me, which normally they keep about 10-foot space. Ducks are always all over me, but y'all know why, because those are my peoples. Duck god out here, you know. But now the dragonflies get real close. I don't know. Maybe they're just hungry. They want some snacks. But the squirrel did not want bird food, so I got to find him food. And I don't know what these things eat. They just look like they buzz around. I wonder what. Anybody want to look that up? What do dragonflies eat? You think they eat like hummingbirds, like maybe just sugar water or some shit? Oh, so check it out. Maybe I'll take. I would love to take you on a journey right now, but I gotta go charge my phone. And here's what we're looking at. This tree is all over the place. That one over there is down pretty much. I don't know. There we go. See that one right there? That one. Yeah. But all right. It's all right. Finn, you got flying crafts? What's up, B. Johnson? They come from outer... Mr. Mannion. Yes, I've been... I see a lot of flutterbys. A lot of bees. Flies I seen a little bit of yesterday, which was interesting. Well, the mosquitoes, certainly, because the stagnant waters, man. But now we have the I don't know if you... Let me do this again. Over there's, see the fountain? They put the fountain back on, which is big. That's good news. Although they opened the coffee shop, and I think this is... I don't think they allowed to do this, but they did. If you serve food, which they do, they serve donuts and coffee. If you serve food, you have to have a bathroom available. This is like... And there was a sign in the door that said that there was no bathroom available, which I don't think they're allowed to do. And I don't know why the bathroom wouldn't be available. It's like they have electricity. So open the doors to your inside. You can't. I don't think that's allowed. I don't know how they get away with that. Maybe I'm missing something, but I remember pretty clearly, at least years ago. Maybe they undid that rule. But if you serve food that you can eat there, they have to have bathroom available. Not that I really care. I just had to pee, so I'll just pee outside. But you're saying the dragon. Hey, B. Johnson, you're saying the dragonflies eat the butterflies, moths, bees, flies, and mosquitoes. Good. Well, that's good because I did see way too many flies the other night. I haven't been bothered by mosquitoes. Other people said they had because they were sleeping on the bayou. And sleeping on the bayou because it was too hot to sleep indoors with no electricity. But yeah, get rid of mosquitoes. Get rid of those things. Come from and thank now I'm just getting you. They come from outer space. Yes, this is as the as the topic of the show is. There's an inner space and an outer space. As above, so below. As within, so without. You know, it's not really other ways you can see that. But if you look around you, everything is literally inside of you because it's your perspective, right? So it's all inside of your brain. The world doesn't exist, neither do you. Thoughts don't exist. My shoes don't exist. This camera doesn't exist. Nothing exists. It's all just a blip in the cosmic conundrum of catharsism and comedy. And yeah, it's just a whole, yeah. People say that shit. They want to play. They like. I'm all for. I get it. Metaphysics, and I understand the power of the mind. But then, you know, slap somebody in the face. All of a sudden, physicality exists. I thought you said nothing existed. You're sitting here talking. Why are you talking then? If nothing exists and there's no physical reality, how are you vocalizing it? Without your ear, you wouldn't be able to hear me. Therefore, I'm outside of you on this side of the camera, and you have an ear to ingest that into your ear holes and then your brain to unpackage, deconstruct, and then reconstruct an image of what the world is. I mean, it doesn't change that this is this. I mean, you're not gonna change this into something else. It's sitting there. This is here. There it is. What are you doing about that? You're not deconstructing that by saying, well, Zen didn't just pick that up. You can't do that. Here's a shoe. Look at it, have a shoe. What about that? You can tell me that doesn't exist because it doesn't exist where you are. You can't know that. You can't make such just a moronic statement. Like that's the thing people do. Because you don't know and you haven't experienced it doesn't exist. It'd be like, let me give you this example about ice. It's going to go a little different direction. So in the world, if you live near the tropics, I'm going to guess, unless you have invented the whole way of doing electricity and understanding compression and pulling heat out of something, a coolant mechanism, you wouldn't know what ice is. Ice exists in certain areas, but not in every area. So there are some people that have never seen snow, and the only reason they know ice exists is because of technology. See, you don't need technology for fire to exist. You don't. It's very, very simple mechanics to make fire happen. Fire happens instantaneously. This is why it's one of the elements. Ice is not an element. Water is an element, which you can make ice out of, but it's not an element. Water exists. Ice exists in certain climates, but you can't convince somebody. If someone existed in the tropics on an island with no electricity, how are you going to convince them of what an igloo looks like, or how ice works? Like, look at this thing that you drink. We can turn this into a solid object. How are you going to do that? How are you going to show them? If you had to, on your own accord, in a hot climate, turn water into ice, how would you go about doing that? You could pretty much figure out how to make fire. A lot of ways. Friction is... Let me explain to you in a simple way. Friction causes heat. What is anti-friction? Does anti-friction cause ice? No. Friction causes heat, therefore, rub something together, rub two sticks together, get fire. Show me anti-friction to make water turn into ice. It's a conundrum. You're going to need to use a lot of different technologies to figure out how to do that. You'd have to know quite a bit to make ice. What's up, Carrie Espinoza? Where's your beer at? So it's right here. Roll a fatty. Well, smoke something for me. I don't smoke that much. What's up? Oh, BB Life, what you doing here? I ain't seen you in a long time. Yeah, good. Yeah, there's so many dragonflies here right now. I can't really catch them on camera. Maybe if they come over next to me, maybe I'll get a dragonfly to come to me. Yo, they're really pretty. They're super pretty. It is hanging. I watch Santos and who's Cullen? Who's that? No, I don't. I really haven't. I don't really pay attention to too many people's channels. If I'm watching something, it's usually for entertainment purposes only now. Like I listen to music and I watch comedians. The whole thing of like who knows something that I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to come across as like a savant or some sort of hyper intelligent being. But I'm just like, I'm tired of listening to these people. I don't really care. There is no debate, and to listen to anybody debate about it again is so fucking. It's a waste of my ears. Like I could put so many better things in my ears to listen to people to go, well, the earth is like this or like that. Like I get it. It does matter a lot. You know, obviously at the beginning of the video, it does matter that the realm is flat. I get it. Water's flat. I get it. It makes sense to me. But like to argue with these people anymore is just. It's like, why? If people don't get it yet, they're not going to. You're not going to convince somebody. You could, as I remind you, people buy cars. I used to sell cars. Yes, I was a used car salesman. New one as well. People buy cars from people they like. Now, what do I mean by that? If I told them all day about why a Toyota Camry is the most inexpensive car, it's the safest, the brakes work, the warranty's the best, I could explain it to you step by step, and everything about it makes it a better car. If I were to do that, you're probably not going to buy the car. You don't give a shit. The same way, if I explain to you technically, logically, it's go watch the movie Idiocracy. I could explain it to you. You don't want to hear that because you're not going to hear it until you want to. Nobody wants to hear that their entire perception that they've been given through their schooling institutions and their college degrees and these whatever fake ass agency, like whatever they say, they don't want to. That would shatter their entire reality. They don't want to know. So why am I going to listen to these people argue about what I already know? It makes no sense to me. Water is a living being. Oh, what's up, Carrie? How was New Orleans? I was trying to find food. There's still where I live, there's not too much open. Because as I was trying to explain the other day, it's all the supply lines. It's all the technical things that nobody thinks about, like opening a store back up. Yeah, you can do it now. There's electricity most places, but now we still got to get gas in here. We still got to get the vegetation, the produce, all the other things, and the people that work at these restaurants. And some of them aren't here no more. So why are they gonna open up? They got no employees. Everybody left. Like right now, I was like, where can I go eat today? I was excited. I was like, it's Friday. I'm gonna go find myself a barbecue, and then I'm at the park, and I can't even. Most of the things around here, like there's a place to plug my phone in. No, not happening. The coffee shop ain't even letting people in to use the bathroom. I don't even understand. Nothing's open. A couple grocery stores. Yeah, they got stock, and there's some stuff coming in, but all in all, it's good. There's people at the park right now. I can walk around, say hi. People are with their dogs, their kids, having a little day out, having some fun, relaxing. There's always warm beer. Imagine that. You can't find weed here. People have been asking me, like, I'm like, well, just because I look like a hippie doesn't mean, but nah, nobody can find it. So that supply line is pretty dried up. Beer you can find. You can't find fresh fruits and vegetables. You can find canned goods though. And you know what? For me, I don't mind because I like beer. In case you guys didn't know. So there are some people getting back to some semblance of normality, but there's so many things that go into like whatever even might be open or could be open. There's so many other little things that go into it, like who stayed, who is mentally, physically, emotionally prepared to go back to work. What is there to do for them at certain businesses? Like there's some, like, you know, if it's a small shop and there was 3 employees there, you know, to fix phones, and 2 of them left the city, who's doing what? What if the person that was running the shop dipped out the city because of it? And then, you know, who's opened up shop? So there's all that to deal with. Yes. Oh no, I mean I know Santos. Oh, Colin. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't. Santos lately has been kind of. I don't know. I just don't pay. I don't pay attention much anymore. I love what he's done. You know, sharing so much about astrology, astrotheology, coming to terms with the shape of the realm, and still being able to transition it. But there's some things I'm just not digging on. But I mean, all in all, you know, it's kind of like saying that Alex Jones, or let's be clear about this. Alex Jones and who else did everybody wake up when you woke up about some things? You know, those guys that they're telling mostly like the things that you need to hear. Are they on are they on the other team? Probably. You know, if there is another team, you know what I'm saying? Like there's only so much, you know, gatekeepers, that kind of thing. But you have to accept that. And I don't doubt for a second anymore that you know, especially with his whole Santos's whole push towards veganism. Sorry, bro, you got that wrong. It's just what it is. It's wrong. It's not intelligent. It's not intelligible conversation. Like you can't. Once you start to talk about ecology, biology, farming, the whole system, you cannot say for 1 second that veganism is a good idea. You know, it's like people pushing water that was electrocuted. Nah, just drink the clean stuff. Clean water, distilled water, fruits, vegetables. Once in a while, you got to eat some meats, whatever, fish, whatever. Dairy, all that, it's all good for you. I promise. But once you start eating plastic and then telling me about, like, I don't know, can't really feel it. Yeah, like, you know, it's like I can understand why people would want to be vegan. I can understand it completely. You know, when I did the vegetarian thing for almost 10 years, you know, my mindset was like, let me try to help my body out, let me try to help the planet out, and I can see why taking a step to go, oh, vegan is the best way to go. But once you do any research into it and really consider what's going on with the green movement and with what's being pushed, you have to understand the agenda, and you have to understand what it's doing. I already told people. I've watched people's channels that they got really hard into the vegan thing, and they shut their channel down because their health went to shit. Because they were truly doing vegan diet, like everything was vegan. I'm not talking about eating fruits and vegetables, because a lot of people, and I will say this as always, state this very simple claim, a lot of people are vegetarians that say they're vegan. If you're a vegetarian, good for you, good on you. That's probably as close to, that's the good route. Do that. But there's so many people that once they get into buying the boxed products and then start looking at what do they tell you before? If it's not on the outside of the store, if there's labels on it, start reading what's in it. I don't care whether it didn't, in as far as you know, hurt an animal. Doesn't change the fact that those are chemicals that are not healthy or helpful to the human existence. Yeah, 3D meat. Either eat it or don't eat it, you know what I mean? You don't want to eat meat, don't eat it. Good for you. More power to you. Have fun eating fruits and vegetables. I'm all about fruits and vegetables. I've been saying this for years. There was a little time that I was like, maybe don't eat meat, but doing a little more, just a little bit more legwork and looking at, sustainable this and that and farming and what it takes to, do you know what it takes to make an avocado? Like, do you understand how much death goes into producing avocados? Do you know how much water? Not that water is ever wasted, but do you just understand the farming of it, what they have to do for an entire landscape to make it? It's look into it, and then tell me that that's not killing animals. You're insane. You have to understand there is in some, one person's trash is another's treasure, right? Which is the same as saying that in life there is death, meaning that like once an animal dies, there's a blackbird, there's species that come and eat the body and turn it. It's a cadavering. And then they eat the body to consume it into their system to shit it out and to make the soil fertile again. It's an energetic, that's just how it works. Now, is that saying I think you should eat meat 6 times a day and every meal? No, it's insane. But to say that if somebody lived in the northern regions of Canada where there is no apples and oranges, that they should be on a fruit diet, you'd have to be a little clueless to think that you should go to Alaska and start throwing blood on people that use whale meat, because after they kill the whale, that's out, it's frozen, and they're using that blubber, they're using everything in there. You're gonna tell me that's wrong? As you down here eating fresh fruit and vegetables? Because they should do that? How the hell are they going to do that? It's outlandish. Bacon. Yeah. The vegetarian is the way to go. If you live in the climate, as I'll tell everybody, your diet should be, it's functional based upon what is in your local environment. Your local environment should establish what you can consume. It's pretty simple. Once you start adding trains and aeroplanes and ships and all this extra into it, it changes dietary habits. And that's fine. You can add things to it because it's a luxury to get something that's not from where you are. And it's great occasionally. But the staple part of your deity, your diet, your god, your goddess, should be what you consume, and it should be local. It's pretty simple. If I live where it's cold, I'm going to eat more fattiest underground tubers, meats. If I live in the south, I drink more liquids, beers. I eat more fruits. It's because it's what's readily available. I mean, yeah, yes. Santos is dope. Syncretism school and all that shit. He's doing big things, man. I dig 90% of what he's doing. Yeah, a chief salad. What you mean, green chili burritos and enchiladas? Enchiladas. Yeah, I went to. Funny, I went to a Mexican restaurant last night, only because there was nowhere to buy beer. So I just sat there and listened to music and really good music and drank beers. I didn't eat anything though. I was saving that for today, and I don't know what I want to eat. Anybody got what should I go eat? Here's my choices within walking distance. I got a barbecue joint, and I have a Mexican restaurant that serves all sorts of things. And actually, funny enough, I got two Mexican restaurants and a grocery store. But I don't feel like eating any grocery. I can't cook because I don't have that much electricity yet. Stove is not on quite yet. Like, how is that? Because it's a big building and they can turn power off to certain systems, and because the stove drains a lot of energy, they were just keeping it off in the building, so they can shut off certain breakers. I mean, I could ask them to turn it on for my floor or whatever, but I don't really need to cook. I don't want to cook. I want to go eat. What should I eat? Or I could make a trip all the way into the French Quarter and find something. I could order pizza. Lasagna, chimichanga? Chimichangas? Yeah, I'm sitting at a very different... I don't know if you guys... this is where I'm hanging out here. This is the big lake in New Orleans. And I'm hanging out next to this thing over here, which I normally don't hang out here. I'm hanging over there, or on the other side of that big building. That's Noma. I don't know if you guys can see it too well, but that is it's a museum, New Orleans Museum. Italian style. Well, down here they do hot sausage. But it's a very simple, basic, cheap sandwich. It's just basically hot sausage on French bread. But here's the thing is, a lot of places ain't got bread right now. They have no bread. It's funny because I was looking on Reddit for places to eat, and there was one major post like, where can I find French bread? And I don't have a whip, so I could get a bike if I needed it. But I'm kind of just chilling here, walking around, trying to find some snacks. And it's funny too, I needed to piss, and I just figured I'd talk to you guys, and I talked to myself out of having to pee. I just let my kidneys cycle the beer and urine through my body. Yeah, rock the barbecue. Is that what's up? What should I do? Yeah, because I need to charge my phone too. Let me see where we're at with this, because I did not charge my phone yet. Oh yeah, you guys, I'm ass out of here. I got 10% of my charge left. So here's what I'll do. I'm gonna go get this barbecue and charge my phone there, and I'll come back and hang out with you guys. And if you guys do have any questions, comments, or whatever, and obviously, despite dealing with all this bullshit and not really having electricity, I'm here to help you guys out with anything you need. Which is very funny, because a bunch of people have been going through the emotional distraught of the world these days, and I was like, man, I'm fucking what do they call it? Boots over tits out here. It's a whole mess. People calling me, going, "What the fuck is going on? Why is everybody crazy?" I'm like, I've been telling you. How can I help you? I ain't got much right now. So if you guys do want to donate to my food consumption barbecue, or for anyone else, let me know. A couple of people did donate to me yesterday, and I was able to tip the band really nice, because I know they ain't been making no money, so I tipped them nice. And if any of these other people that are houseless out here, there's a bunch of new houseless people. I will tell you a little story before I go. There's a lady we're day 12 now, I guess, 11, 12, I don't know, that is literally sitting. She's been sitting in 2 different spots for 12 days, just sitting there with their bags and shit. And I don't see her move. And it's right near where I live. And I walk outside and I see her. I was like, hey, what's up? And she's kind of just sitting there talking to herself. And I'm like, I don't think she's on drugs. I don't know if she's getting food. I don't know who's supplying. I don't know. She's just sitting there. Usually people get up and move, and they, even the homeless population, nah, she just looking like CGI, NPC, just chilling on a street corner. Like, I can chill here underneath the tree like a Buddha, like the Buddhas, for a little bit. I'm good, but I get to talk to you guys, read a book or whatever. Nah, she's just sitting there, just sweating. I'm like, God damn. Fuck to do. Crazy times, man. Anyways, again, if you guys want to donate, feel free. CashApp, PayPal, blah, blah, blah. It's beneath. I'm going to go charge my phone. I'll try to get back with you guys later. I'll probably be doing a lot of these videos now that I have a little charge. And because I haven't been doing anything. And I need this is nice. I get to vent a little bit and, interact with people, because there's not too many people here to interact with. It's very, people are in short supply right now. What's up, Carson? What's up, Bass? What's up? What's up, Bass Tabs? Oh no. I mean, she ain't even talking like that. I already tried to talk to her a couple times. She got too much stuff, and she's just sitting there. I don't know why she's not at the park to begin with, because it's close enough to here, but I tried to talk to her a couple times. She was on a fucking another planet. Could have been drugs, I suppose. Alright, y'all. I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. I'll see you soon. Come back and join. Yeah. As per usual. Be yourself, because everybody else is taken. And do good things when you can. Take care of other people. And if you can't do that, take care of yourself. Because that's most important. And I'm going to go take care of feeding my fat ass. Actually, I probably lost quite a few pounds. Eating too many canned beets. Lots of red poop. Alright, everybody. Good to see y'all. I'm out of here. Talk to y'all soon. Peace!